Open your phone for 5 minutes, and somebody has graduated, bought a house, launched a company, moved to a beautiful city, learned a language, run a marathon, and somehow meal prepped 12 glass containers before sunrise. Meanwhile, you are standing in the kitchen wondering why you opened the fridge. The internet has turned ordinary life into a waiting room where it feels like everyone else has already been called. And I think that feeling is lying to us. Hi, make yourself comfortable, because today I have a gentle but slightly stubborn opinion. Most people are not actually behind. They are comparing their entire unfinished life to a carefully selected collection of other people's finished moments. That comparison can feel like evidence, especially when it appears every day. But a feed is not a timeline, popularity is not a deadline, and somebody else reaching a milestone does not mean you missed yours. Before social media, comparison usually had a smaller neighborhood. You knew what your classmates, coworkers, relatives, and a few famous people were doing. Now your brain can compare you with thousands of people before breakfast. One person shows the promotion, another shows the engagement ring, another posts the perfect apartment, another announces that their tiny project made more money this month than you earned last year. These moments may all be real. The illusion comes from placing them next to each other. Your brain quietly combines 100 different people into one impossible person who is successful at everything, all at once. Then it asks why you cannot keep up with someone who does not exist. The feed also removes waiting. You see the result without the 7 uncertain years before it. You see the keys, not the rejected applications. You see the confident announcement, not the month they nearly quit. The internet compresses long lives into instant updates, and your nervous system mistakes that compression for speed. To be fair, comparison is not always harmful. Seeing what other people build can expand your imagination. A stranger's career change can show you that another path exists. A friend's progress can encourage you to begin. A clear example can turn a vague dream into practical steps. Sometimes envy is useful information. It can point towards something you genuinely want. If someone's quiet studio, strong friendship, or independent business creates a sharp little ache, the answer is not always to shame yourself for feeling it. You can ask what the feeling is trying to tell you. The problem begins when inspiration becomes a stopwatch. Their achievement stops being a possibility and becomes proof that you are late. But another person's life can be a map without becoming your deadline. We talk about progress as if everyone began on the same morning with the same equipment. They did not. People start with different health, money, safety, confidence, education, responsibilities, support, and luck. Some people receive a map. Some receive a head start. Some spend years surviving a chapter that never appears in the final success story. This does not mean effort is meaningless. It means effort cannot be measured honestly without context. Two people can work equally hard and move very different distances because one is walking on a clear path while the other is carrying something heavy uphill. You may also be building foundations that are difficult to photograph, recovering, learning boundaries, caring for family, becoming financially stable, or simply figuring out what you actually want. Quiet foundations look like delay until the day they begin holding something. The internet loves visible beginnings and dramatic endings. It is less interested in the middle, where most life happens. The middle is applications, awkward practice, small savings, therapy appointments, unfinished drafts, ordinary Tuesdays, and trying again without an announcement. When you only see public milestones, private growth becomes easy to dismiss. You may think nothing is happening because nothing is ready to post. But learning to sleep properly is progress. Leaving a harmful situation is progress. Becoming less frightened of your own decisions is progress. Building a week that does not exhaust you is progress. Not every important chapter produces a photograph. Some chapters change the person who will eventually stand in the photograph. There is another reason the feed feels urgent. Urgency keeps us watching. Platforms do not need to tell you that your life is failing. They only need to keep presenting exceptional moments until ordinary life feels suspicious. The algorithm notices what makes you pause. If career announcements make you anxious, you may stop and read them. If perfect routines make you feel inadequate, you may watch them twice. The system can interpret discomfort as interest and return with more of it. Soon your feed looks like a personalized museum of everything you have not done. That does not mean the people posting are villains. Most are sharing a happy moment, teaching something, or doing their work. The distortion happens in the collection. One celebration is lovely. 50 celebrations in 10 minutes can make a normal Wednesday feel like a personal emergency. Many of us carry an invisible checklist. Career by this age, relationship by that age, home soon after, confidence immediately, and absolutely no confusing detours. Nobody remembers agreeing to this checklist, yet we panic when our order is different. Real lives are not assembled in the same sequence. Someone finds meaningful work early and love later. Someone builds a family and changes careers at 40. Someone starts over after achieving the thing they were told to want. Someone chooses a smaller life that fits them better and discovers that smaller is not the same as lesser. A milestone reached from fear does not automatically feel like success. You can arrive exactly on schedule and still realize the schedule belonged to somebody else. I prefer to think in seasons. Some seasons are for visible growth, some are for roots, some are for recovering after weather nobody else saw. A garden does not accuse the seed of being behind because the flower next to it opened first. This sounds poetic, but it is also practical. Different goals require different conditions. You cannot force clarity by insulting yourself. You cannot rush healing without often creating more healing to do. And you cannot build a peaceful life entirely from decisions made in panic. Slow progress can still be deliberate. Rest can protect momentum. A pause can prevent you from climbing a ladder you never wanted. Your life is allowed to have a rhythm that cannot be summarized in a 30-second update. So what do we do when the feed makes us feel late? First, name the comparison precisely. Not everyone is ahead, but I saw 3 career posts and now I am scared about work. A specific fear is easier to understand than a global verdict. Second, ask whether you want the visible result or the actual daily life behind it. You may admire someone's business and dislike managing customers. You may admire a beautiful home and prefer the freedom of renting. Desire becomes clearer when you include the maintenance. Third, measure your life against your own evidence. What can you handle now that you could not handle last year? What boundary did you learn? What skill is less frightening? What problem no longer controls the entire week? And finally, adjust the feed. Mute accounts that reliably turn curiosity into self-contempt. Follow people who show process, context, and ordinary days. Put the phone face down long enough to remember that your real life is not happening inside the comparison machine. You are not a delayed version of somebody else. You are living a life with its own starting point, responsibilities, losses, opportunities, and pace. There may be choices you need to make and work you have been avoiding. You are not behind does not mean never change. It means shame is a poor clock and panic is a poor plan. Let other people's wins remain wins. They do not steal time from you. Learn from them when it helps. Step away when it hurts, and return to the small next step that actually belongs to your life. So I want to know, what milestone pressure are you trying to let go of? And what quiet progress are you proud of that would never appear in a highlight reel? Keep the comments kind. Everybody is carrying context we cannot see. Thanks for listening. This week, notice one way you are growing that the internet cannot measure. You are not late to your own life. Be kind to your mind, and I will see you in the next cozy debate.